Comment below if you think this is probably one of the nicest looking but most useless golf clubs for the mid to high handicapper. Then also how something like this could potentially transform your long game. Hi guys, Jay Smith here, down at Bray Golf Range in Suffolk, and we're talking about long irons. Now, are you going to use your long iron into a green X amount of yards away? I've got this green set at 195, or are you going to use something like this? A direct long iron replacement. Not a hybrid, but a hybrid head with an iron length shaft. Interesting prospect. So, is it technique, or could you use equipment necessarily to try and help your shots into a green? Make the job easier, because golf's hard enough as it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit a few shots with MP20 4 iron. Very nice looking golf club, but necessarily not exactly the easiest thing to hit, and not the necessarily most functional either. And then we've got, on this side, we've got the JPX Fli 5. So loft wise, this is 22.5, and this is 24. So this has got slightly more loft on it than this one. So it'd be interesting to see actually what the differences are. So I'm going to start off with the MP20 4 iron first, hit one shot and then hit a few more shots after that, probably off camera, because if not it's going to be too long. And then I'm going to swap over and do the exact same thing with the Fli High and see necessarily what has the best dispersion, which is a certain amount to do with the head, but mostly me. But more importantly, what's more functional, what goes higher, what descends steeper, etc, etc. So anyway, let's get started. Let's go get everything set up on the floor and let's go get hitting. Okay, so the lights are off, simulator on, all the screens are on, FX Mobile on the bottom as well, capturing. Let's go hit one, let's go hit a few more after that, and let's go capture exactly how well 4 iron performs. Not bad hit, little leaky. My long irons tend to do that a little bit. Peaking height at 33, descent angle 47 degrees. So, let's go hit a load more. Let's go see how this performs in a larger data set. Then we'll flick over to the Fli High, which is 1.5 degrees stronger, a hybrid head, and we'll see how they both compare. So I've swapped over now to the JPX Fli High, the iron replacement, direct long iron replacement. 5 iron lengths, same shaft by the way, so the same shaft as the 4 iron, so shaftoids, yeah, it's not that, but with the, obviously the hybrid head. So, I've cleared the information up on Quad, FSX Mobile. You can see on the screen here and the information up on there as well. So, average one for the 4 iron went 32 yards in the air and 46.2 when it comes to descent angle. 183 carry. This is cold today. But anyway, let's give this one a hit. Well, okay. First shot. 36 yards in the air, 48 degrees descent angle, and extra 7 yards of carry. Now obviously it is 1.5 degrees stronger. So there you go, you could in essence say that if you were to go get the 4 iron and tweak it by 1.5 degrees, you could get some of that 7 yards at the moment back, but then it would go even lower and then descend even shallower. Let's go hit some more anyway, before we start celebrating too early. Good shot. Let's give it some more. So all the hitting is done. I've done about 10 shots with each. The interesting thing is, I'll do the blade first, because I didn't miss-hit one of these, which I was really surprised about, and quite glad actually, because I didn't really fancy having the fuzzy fingers, because it is really cold in here. Have the heater on. Yeah, winter fuzzy fingers is no fun. But if you look at the data on here, there's a couple there that more than a couple, there's probably 3 out there, definitely 3, that I missed too far to the right for my own liking, and I didn't really miss-hit any of these. So they're all going right within reason. The worst one left is 2.6 yards left, or all the rest of them are moving off towards the right, which is my normal shot shape, yes. But let's just go do this. Let's go do the numbers. Ball speed 128.8, launching at 14.6. Starts off 0.9 to the left, but has a little bit of cut spin on it, 511 RPM, that will move off to the right. 5115 for your backspin, that's really healthy. We're talking about a blade 4-iron, remember. 32 yards in the air, 183 yards carry, 6.9 yards right at the point of contact on the green, and then 46.2 when it comes to descent angle. I hit these, remember, exceptionally well. All the peak heights, they're all very, very close because I hit them very, very well. But you can see the dispersion. It's quite punishing for tiny, tiny amounts of difference. But I was pleased that I hit them all well. It's a shame I didn't capture at least one poorly to show you just how much drop off there is when it comes to one of these. But for the sake of my fingers, I'm happy that I didn't. Let's go to the JPX Fli High. Now this is a 5, but it's 22.5 degrees, which is 1.5 degrees stronger than the blade. Now the interesting thing with this, I did miss-hit a few of these, which surprised me, and I was also surprised how well it did. I'll do all the averages first, and then we'll just look quickly at some of the ones that I miss-hit. On average, 132.6, so we're looking at about nearly 4 miles an hour, 3.8 miles an hour faster than the blade. 14.9 in launch, 0.3 of a degree, that is it, there's not much, 0.3 of a degree. Bear in mind, I did miss-hit a couple in there, which will affect that quite a bit. 0.2 to the left with a little bit of cut spin, it was just the smallest amount ever, 4955 spin. I'm spinning those exceptionally well. You're looking at, what is that, 160 RPM difference between that and the blade? Nothing. But look at the peak height, 35 yards in the air on average, and you can see a few of those I'm getting well up there. You can see the miss hits at 32 and 32. When I catch it a little bit low on the face, you can see there the difference when it comes to the peak height. But the 32 and 32, those two bad shots that I hit, they're averages of this blade. So the miss hits go the same height as the average shots of this. That is impressive. There's only one on the actual Fli High data set that it was terrible when it comes to direction. I just missed-hit. I heeled it and also open-faced it, which was no good whatsoever. And it missed 14.9 yards to the right, but it's still less than the 17 yards to the right that we got from the blade. And I hit these really well. So, like for like, the difference in forgiveness between the two are poles apart. If I'm on it that day, yes, hitting a long iron feels lovely. It really does, especially a blade, because it's soft and it feels gorgeous. However, for everyday use, day in, day out, and I'm not a robot, I don't hit middle every single time. I'm still going for something like this direct long iron replacement. I do not play a 4-iron. I go from a 5-iron straight to a CLK hybrid. I'm lucky that I'm a pretty decent golfer, so I don't have to worry about miss-hitting the middle. You amateur guys that don't hit the middle, hybrids can get a little bit long in the shaft, so potentially looking at something like this where you go to a direct long iron replacement and you've got that forgiveness from a hybrid head. Interesting. Anyway, so it's peaking up at 35. Carrying 191, it is 1.5 degrees stronger, but it wouldn't make 8 yards. It's the head. It's the springiness of the head. Ball speed extra, going up in the, and 1.1 to the right, so I'm hitting target. Apart from that one miss hit, you can see that I'm hitting target arguably as good or better than the blade. That's that forgiveness. And all just descent angle is 47.1. There's only 1 degree in it, but you can see there's a couple there at 32 and 32. If I was to take those two 32s out, it goes up to nearly 48. Now we are talking small bits, however. It's the small bits that count, and you guys, if I could get you 10% extra height from just going to something like this on an average, and then for your miss hit on something like this to be the same as a blade or another club such as, yeah, I'm choosing that forgiveness and help all day long. So anyway, hope you liked the video. If you did, click that little like button below if you can, that'd be great. Comment as well. Would you like to be playing something like this? Have you tried? Are you going to have the conversation with your fitter? Because that's what you need to do when you go get fit. You need to be having this conversation just to test. It's not macho, it's all functional, and see if something like this can make a massive difference potentially to your game. So, wisely down there, little red button, subscribe if you can, which side it is, not quite sure. But next to it, little bell. If you can click that one also, that'll let you know next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.